Okay. Galactic fighting. Ba 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 ba. Last time it was He-Man. This time I've got Spider-Man. Da, da, da. And you know, you can hear it so well in your head. The Spider-Man theme tune, it's orchestral, it's magnificent in my head, and then I go and I do it and it goes da da da. Oh my god. Awful. Awful. Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. That's all he's doing all the time. He's a spider dude. Does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size. Catches thieves just like flies. Look out. Here comes the Spider-Man. Here comes Spider-Man. Respecs. Oh, I got some free respecs. Oh, good. If I ever do any more silly messing around. You know what? I've even logged in the wrong character, haven't I? It's him. He's my entertainer now. Does whatever a spider can. Look out. On what do? You do a load of singing, don't you? Singing and dancing. That down. Feel like the volume is very low on my game, on my computer at the minute. Let me try refreshing here. Hold on. Spider dude. Does whatever a spider dude can. That character. I'm being a bit not being kind to Deck's abilities by turning his player volume off. Hi, Stalzy. Just started, yeah. Buff me, boy. Robert! I used to play this game during beta. Oh, me too. It's definitely still going. It's crazy, isn't it? Crazy, crazy, crazy. So many people are still playing this game. Deck. Deck, give me a buff. So the buff is still really important, like when you're wandering around and stuff, isn't it? I haven't got any major plans. I have a few ideas for what I'm going to do. Hi, Michael. Bit of questing. Whatever, really. Nearly 8 o'clock, still like the middle of the day. It's like summer, isn't it? Summer and everything. Come on, do a couple of flourishes, dude. Put your heart into it. Takes a bit of time. You know, when I first started, I was worried about doing this. You know, having a buff bot and stuff, but it doesn't seem to affect things too much. There's always lots of people in Mos Eisley who can buff you. Like, you know, in terms of the community and stuff, everyone in their own house is buffing, but there's some people who don't want to bother doing it, and there's some people who just enjoy the entertainer side of things. My best friend in the game back in live was an entertainer, Trandoshan musician. That's all he did. He flew around in a spaceship and entertained people. Interesting character, isn't it? Hey, Hobbanob. Got some uni work, Stolzy. Yeah, definitely. That four or five holocron is the bugger, innit? I'm gonna try and get that. Ba, 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 da, da, da. Really use some Corellian ale. I wonder what it tastes like. Bud Light. Probably. Sounds a little bit like you know, Carling. It sounds like a standard beer to me, that Corellian ale. Mainly because of the ale. Only got your copy. Oh, nice one, de Beaumont. Just got home from purchasing an external CD-ROM so I can download it. Oh, fantastic. Well, it would be great if you were downloading it while we're streaming it and everything. All right, well, I think we're at max. We're probably at max now. What should we do for his attributes? I don't know. Resistances across the board. Let's do some energy resistance. Can't go wrong with that. A bit of kinetic. A bit of second chance maybe. Heal myself as I get hit. Always good. And a little bit of agility maybe. There we go. Accept. Right, we've got a buff. So that'll last 5.5 hours. In case the stream goes that long. As long as I don't get disconnected, we should be good. You just stay here playing your flipping music, you. Third year maths outside course units for credit. There's some super generous people in the community. Oh nice, you got a flawless crystal. Hi Vatic. TV in the house. Alright. So what am I doing first? The thing that piqued my interest was that in the Friday features they did this walkthrough, the Secrets of the Cyrene quest, which is something I've never done. It says you need to ally with Rebel or Imperial at some point, but we can start as neutral. Let's check where Naplu's faction is. Oh my goodness, he has minus 2,500 Imperial and Rebel. So I imagine I'm going to have to do a little bit of grinding to get some positive faction back. Travel to the coordinates on Rory, find out what happened to the missing pilots. I might do that now. Let's see how long it's going to take. I don't think it should take too long. But the main thing is, yeah. Let's do it. We'll do it. We can chat and grind. I'll go to Anchorhead and do some rebel missions, and then we'll have enough faction soon. I'll build what buff items I need. Guess first thing is getting the final hollow, then you get the belt. Playing Dark J. Yeah, I mean, like the belt's important. The Jedi robe I would focus on. Items. Those items are really important. Hard to get though. Because I think you have to do the... What do you have to do? I think to get the cloak you need to do the heroics. So you need to get into a group with some people who know what they're doing, which is not me. I'm not a heroic expert. Unfortunately. Hello, Rebel Recruiter. I would like to be a Rebel mercenary. Yep. Yep, all good, all good. No, just combatant. Don't let me... I don't want to get attacked by... Shake hands with a fish dude. I'm gonna go and wash my hands now. You terrible fish racist. There we go. So that one, mission details at small pirate camps. These don't take very long. Accept. Might be quicker just going and grinding factions somewhere, finding a bunch of enemies and just kill them. I think you get about 100 faction for one of these missions. Hey, it's Rorash. Hi, dude. How are you doing? I saw your post of the lovely blue sky. It's really nice. Still really nice. 8 o'clock. And still nice. I'm gonna do the Friday feature. I was just saying, the Secrets of the Siren, but according to the guide, I need to get a little bit of faction, so I'm gonna do that. And I've completely forgotten to buff my character. This would go a lot quicker if I went and buffed. I might do that, depending on how long these guys take to kill. But I think there's only 2 of them at each mission, so shouldn't take us very long. Let's do a macro. Combat macro. Start the grind on May the 4th. Oh, I can't wait 2 days. I got, I gotta play. So what have people been working on in game over the past week? Anything? Did you get much time to play? Is it helping you while you're quarantined or anything? It's certainly helping me, giving me something to focus on when I feel like the world is is going through the most slow, boring apocalypse ever imagined. I haven't seen many films where the apocalypse is everyone stays indoors and slowly gets fed up watching all movies they've seen before. An exciting apocalypse, not. No, I don't think the cloaks come from Mustafar, Stolzy. I mean the Jedi Master Robe, which is part of the Jedi grind, but I can't remember exactly. Come on, you guys, help Stolzy in the chat. You need the holocrons. You need the Jedi. You have to do certain heroics and certain, like the Tusken King and stuff, and complete that collection, and then you can go to one of the statues and get your Jedi robe, which is the Master Cloak. I show you. Shatterpoint Cloak. Here we go. This thing. It's pretty good. It makes you nice and strong. That's probably the single biggest buff for a Jedi. See you later. Thanks for stopping in, Ash. No, I think we just got a hint from Ash. There may be something going on. Bit of XP boost, maybe. Holocrons, Jinzu, 2 NPCs, Heroic Kill Collection. There you go. Yeah, you got to do the heroics. Look at this guy. All the way around. If you do, I did it. Just do a shout out in Mos Eisley. There's usually people grouping up to do heroics. Just let them know you've never done it before, and hopefully you'll get in with a decent group. Most people are not a-holes. In this game, most people are nice. I did not play on Flurry Hobnob. I was on Wanderhome, and then later I switched to Farstar in Europe. Farstar, another Farstar. DE Sata. Ahazi, I remember Ahazi. It was Briar and Ahazi that were the two first, wasn't it? I think Briar was the... Not Briar. Was it Briar? It was... What was the beta server called? Why am I talking to a random Soliston? To go down here. Alright, I'm out of... it's funny, there are different aspects of the game that you sort of... I don't know, I have a memory like a sieve. When I'm doing it, I know the information. Like, we were talking about the Jedi cloak and stuff. When I was doing it, I felt like I had all the information, and then as soon as I've done it, it just falls out of my brain. Whatever I tend to be doing. Only so much information my brain can store. Oh, was Ahazi a rebel an Imperial server? Let's go to the furthest one out first. I was listening to the Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming soundtrack, so that's stuck in my head today. These ones don't tend to bug out quite as much for me, but they do sometimes, so I'm always a little bit nervous. Occasionally the mission, this thing, their flag, which they plant in the ground and then wander around, sometimes vanishes. There we go. My name on Farstar was, my name was Zevo, and the guild was Arten Ridge. Oh, Mosquito on Tatooine. Was it in the same place as the one that's in this, on this server? The server? Yeah, a lot of those people, I'm still in a guild with them. They kind of hop between games. There's no one main game that everyone is playing at the minute, so I don't see them that often, but I'm still in their Discord and whatnot. Terrain. I don't know, imp. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's nice. I think you know, people obviously get bored of games, and it's an older game, so you can't stick with, you know, the past. You have to find people who are currently interested in what you're doing. You know, like it did occur to me early on. Oh, I'd try and a couple of people from that guild have tried. I think they've tried the Emu rather than Legends, so maybe they'd find it, they'd have a different feeling if they played Legends. But it's you know, it's kind of like persuading friends to play games. If they're not really into it, they're not into it. So I think it's best to kind of, okay, well, here I am if you want to play, and then meet new people. Met so many new people playing this game, so it's kind of good in a way. It forces you to make new friends, doesn't it, when you play a new game? Excuse me, it's smoking. They're a lot more friendly on Legends. Oh, that's good to hear, Exit. Got that feeling again that happens when I'm streaming when I'm not sure what I've just said, because sometimes my brain is on, my mouth is on autopilot. I don't know what I just said. I'm an idiot. Could have said anything. Could have given out my bank details, favorite porn. Could be anything, like now. I'm not sure what I'm saying now because I'm focusing on what someone's just chatting to me in the chat, in the text. But, you know, doesn't matter, does it? It's only the internet. D. Beaumont, you're definitely the dark side. Imagine Vader do. What is your pin? These aren't the droids you're looking for. You're looking for an ATM. What is your pin number? Yeah, do so, Bobby. Welcome to the chat, by the way. I mean, you've got nothing to lose, have you? It's like there's no charge for playing the game these days. It's one of the things I find it hard to reconcile. You know, there are some people who get very entitled very quickly. I come across it on YouTube and a little bit, you know, when I'm streaming and stuff. Like, it's a free game, staffed by volunteers. Cut them some slack. I know it's not perfect sometimes, and people have legit grievances. I'm not trying to diminish that, but you're outraged that you didn't get the item in the free game that people are doing because they love it, and you're not paying anything for it, and you can play anytime you want. Okay. Sometimes I need something like the Siren quest line to give me a little bit of a focus, because otherwise you end up just grinding for materials if you're a crafter, or, you know, just fighting random mobs. The thing for the Jedi is everyone's out killing Night Sisters and stuff, and it does get boring. Like middle of last year, I was like, well, I feel like I've done everything in the game. Ridiculous, because I've learned tons of stuff that I haven't done in the game. And even when you have done that stuff, if you can find a fun job in the game that you like to repeat over and over again, but it's easy to get tunnel visioned, isn't it, and end up doing the same thing over and over again. So like when there's a quest that I've forgotten about, like the Secrets of the Siren quest, I think, which is an earlier one, just gives you a little bit of a focus, something different to do. You can craft forever, but it does get a bit samey. Sater, there's about 1,000 normally, 1,000 plus now, I think, average day, and then on the weekends it goes up to nearly 2,000. I think the max is 1,908 or something like that. It tells you on the launcher when you go into the game. So and they're sort of consistently, like, it's growing. They keep busting their max, so it seems like the server is growing. They've just done a load of streamlining to make it the server lag a little bit better and try and expand like the numbers of people. They've done it quite cleverly though, not like they've turned it into one big server box into like several to break up the load and things. So I'm very technical, not my area of expertise, but whatever they're doing, it seems a bit better since. If it means they can get more people in, that's good, isn't it? Good thing about streaming is it makes this kind of grind a little bit less grindy, a bit easier. Yeah, it really feels like it's growing. From my perspective, doing videos online, I'm constantly getting messages from people, oh, I just downloaded the game, or how do I play this game? I'm an old returning player, or I get a lot of messages from people who missed the game. Like, people think it's all people who used to play it, but sometimes I've met a lot of young people who were like, I don't know, maybe 11 or 12 when it came out, and like they couldn't play for very long on their parents' credit card, or they just saw it from a distance and never got round to it and want to get into it now. It's very surprising, the number of people that's the story where they're coming from when they want to play now. I hadn't expected that. When I jumped into the game, I really thought it would be, oh, it's going to be full of veterans who've done everything before. No, there's tons of people who never played it. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's starting for the first time. So I think, like for a new player, I don't think you feel that alone or outside, because there's lots of new people starting. Seems that way. So just if anyone in chat is thinking about it, just go to, they have a nice website, StarWarsGalaxiesLegends.com. Just go there. The Get Started button is in right front and center. I'll talk you through how to do it. It's like I'm a marketing guru for, not guru, marketing pleb for them. I haven't done anything on the ground since the last group. Oh, you haven't, DB? Oh, well, I hope you're enjoying it. It sounds like you must be if you're doing that. You've got a whole new game to play. What level are you up to now? When the game was shut off when you were 15. Wow. Yeah, I do. I like a little bit of grind. It's nice just going out and grinding some mobs. Easy, some easy, clear-cut goals that just take repetition. There's something good about that I really like. some of my fondest memories upon returning were kind of like, all right, I want to go to Dantooine, I want to get a load of missions, and I just want to grind XP or hunt creatures for hides on Dantooine while I'm listening to music or listening to podcasts. What a silly thing to feel that you want to do again, but it's really enjoyable. And then you get a little bit further into the game and it's kind of like, oh, what's all these things I've never done before? There's a quest that they've put up a guide for that I'm gonna, depending on how long it takes to grind this faction, that I'm gonna start tonight. I had a plan to do. Yeah, it sounds like you're coming from the same place, Bobby? Or similar? I can help you, DV. What? Whenever you're ready, I can pop up. Is it where it tier 3? Yeah, tier 3. The whole file's available. I mean, I got a copy of the game, and that's what they suggest because of legality and things. But there are ways to get digital copies, but it's a bit of a grey area, so I can't really point it to you personally. I have to be very careful with YouTube and stuff, but there are ways. Google, Reddit, they're your friends. Oh yeah, smuggler mission for Jabba's trainer in his palace. Ah, interesting. Well, I could take a detour and do that, I guess. It sounds like you've gone neutral pilot then, interesting. There are dark side ways to obtain the CD stuff, yes. But honestly, just get it. Just get it from eBay. Then you've got a copy of the game. I love my little beat up copy of the game that I got from eBay. You're hunting Force sensitives on Dant. It's a staple for their Jedi, isn't it? Hunting those Force sensitives. Oh god, how many have we got to kill? How many left? Alright, well, it's going down. It'll go down. I've got you guys to keep me company while I'm doing the grind. We're all grinding. Let's all grind together. Ugh. Ugh. None of that on the stream. That's a different kind of stream. I was watching a really weird, you know, I try to be open-minded and stuff in life, but I was watching someone doing one of these like ASMR streams. They're doing a jigsaw. It was a lady, of course. I don't know. I can't get my head around. You like hearing this person talk into the microphone? I'm doing my jigsaw now. Are you relaxed while I click the pieces into place? I don't like it. I don't like it. But each to their own, you know. That's you do you. Dantooine, my city is Black Star Outpost. Oh, okay. We have to. Let's all descend on Norius Havoc's city, and everyone like, where are all these people coming from? Commando. I love the Commando's heavy weapons. I was in Bestine fighting some baddies, opposite faction, and these commandos firing rockets at the ATSTs. That was very impressive. Looked cool. So north, west, we want missions going in the same direction, and why can't we pick 5 of them? Oh, guys, remember berries? You remember the days when anyone played the game in pre-CU? When you had to have like 20 people in a group, you're all in a group, and you all get a mission each, and you all go out and do the missions. That was good, wasn't it? Remember? I remember. Kind of miss the impromptu friends you would make doing that, but I have to say I don't miss the need to group. I like the need to group for hard content, heroics, difficult dungeons stuff, but day-to-day stuff, just basic missions, I do prefer being able to get that stuff done solo. I don't know, that's me personally. You might be different. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe, smash that like button, do the fucking... Sorry, swearing on stream. I got a fucking YouTube channel. Smash the like button. Those were the days, Exit. Those were the days. I was TK Terraskasi Creature Handler. I like the meditation ability. We're out in the wilds, no entertainers at hand, can heal those wounds. One thing that I could do actually, that I forgot all about, I need to switch my jewelry set because I'm on tank at the minute. It'll make it go a little bit faster. It would go even... I don't think I could really speed this up very much by getting buffed. It's only taking 2 seconds to kill these guys. But I can switch to that. So we got a little bit more DPS than tank. So slow to kill things. Yeah, I miss the skill tree. I like to mix and match in games. I've always liked games where you get skills by doing the thing that you're into. So, you know, you want to be good at bows, just use a bow. You want to be a sneaky dude, sneak around a lot. I've always liked that mechanic in games. It seems to make sense to me, and it seems more organic, you know, than just basic levels with generic XP, but it's good. Yeah, DV, I'll try and get, if you're still on once I've done this faction grinding, I will come and help with the space mission. Where am I up to? Taking a while. Might take another hour or so. I messed up my faction when I was trying to get the Starfighter, which I'm not even using anymore. The Jedi Starfighter. I needed to go Imperial, so I had to betray the rebels, get a load of Imperial faction, but I've also lost Imperial faction since then. But I think because we were doing some stuff in space, and we were aligned with the with the rebels, so that messed up my Imperial faction. We've got to pick one or the other. We can't have both. We've got to pick a side. Murderous Dewback from that... Oh. Was it like a mutated version of a Dewback? We've never seen that. Maybe they have it in Legends as a mutation, perhaps? They've been added some of those TCG items. I think the stable is in the game somewhere, but I think you get it from, like, very hard content like the world bosses and whatnot. But the Secrets of the Siren Quest, yeah, that's one I never did. I'm not sure if, like, Shards of Alderaan, what was it called? But they added... One of the complaints when the game first came out was, you know, the lack of directed content. So they started adding things very slowly, patch by patch, which I never kept up with that. So, and I was happy just doing, you know, grinding and getting resources. But all those long-running quest series are now in the game. Cries of Alderaan, that was it. That's in the game as well. So, and I never did that back in the day. I was more interested in the sandbox content, really, you know. But now, at this stage, it's all stuff that I've never got around to, so might as well do that. Oh, I remember my Smuggler's Spice, I missed that. Muon Gold was my favourite. Something, I can't remember exactly what it did. Something to do with mind, I think. Heard if they are going to bring a space station in which you can walk around. There is one space station, Tansari Point Station, which is a starting zone and also an end zone for space. Really a hard space content. You go back to a similarly designed space station. Those are the only ones that I'm aware of in the game, however. They have, just as they were in live, the idea of capital ships and space stations is still something people want. But I don't know if they're... there might be... it seems to me like on Legends there are other things that they have in mind before that, such as a new planet, Bespin. There's a new quest content like this Jedi theme park they talk about a fair amount. I still got to do that as well, you know, the new stuff from that. Lots to do. Exit. Exit, not exit. Exit's in the chat, exit's in the game. Muon Gold. Sorry, dude, I have the filter on, Sata, just so that I can... I keep switching it off and then someone posts something really, like, that I don't want in the chat, so I put it back on. But I'm fine with swearing, so when people swear, it's like, I don't really want that to be censored, but then I think if I take off the censor, it means people can post links. That was the main thing. I was worried about people posting links. I don't want trolls to post stuff that sends people to dodgy sites and things like that. So that's why I have the filter on. I'm trying to be responsible stream. Yeah, swear in German. You know, I swear all the time. You flipping smuggler! I'm really unhappy about what you've just done, you naughty boy. You naughty boy. You know, I can be pretty harsh. You know. Edgy. When I want to be. You annoying little Rhodian man, you. I'll teach you a lesson. You know, I'm sorry guys if that is too much and too edgy, but that's the kind of thing you can expect on my streams. I don't hold back. You annoying flag. Wow, we're nearly on an hour already. Time flies when you're killing Rhodians. Nedsmore North swearing. I'm not sure what that means, but I like it. I don't know what it means, but I like it. Macro guide? There is a macro guide. Well, I did a macro guide. But they're probably better ones. In his space shuttle over the comms. Yeah, I mean, the closest, I guess, are the gunships that you can... Norius, that you can have a number of players manning. They're almost like mobile space stations, I guess. I think you have like 4 gunners, 1 comms guy, 1 pilot guy, and you can have tons of guildies on. So the tech is definitely there for space stations and even capital ships. You imagine the interiors for Star Destroyers are in the game, so it's like tie all that stuff together, but as with anything, it's easier said than done, isn't it? It's a big development challenge. Corellian Corvette, because they've got the interior of the Corellian Corvette. It's a mission, it's a raid, isn't it? And they've got the exterior. So I wonder what you have to do to kind of tie those two things together. I imagine it's not... I know it's not as simple as that. I wonder what the next Star Wars game. Any ideas, guys? There's a Lego Star Wars, the Ultimate Saga or something coming out, which I do intend to play. But what game do you think might be next after? I liked Fallen Order. I think they'll do a sequel to that. I wonder if there's anything else coming out. Anything on the cards? Will they do a Battlefront 3? I think they had the idea that Battlefront 2 would be the thing that they just monetized from now until Oblivion, but I don't think it really went according to plan. The player base has kind of fallen off for that game. Seems like. Back to Anchorhead. Imperial Star Destroyer need mass amounts of players. Yeah, I think guild capital ships is what people want before space stations necessarily. A bit more interesting, isn't it? Because it is a space station, but you can also fly around and shoot things. That's even more fun. I know X4, which I've played a little bit of, like that's the 4th installment in that long-running space expansion series. They have just added space stations in the most recent one that you can walk around in for the first time, which, you know, as a little bit of a well, not a little bit of a Galaxies fanboy, I'm like, okay, We had that 20 years ago. But well done. And obviously the graphics look a lot better, but still. Star Citizen is one, but I'm really waiting until more of the core of the game is in there. But I'm going to check it out once it's ready. I like any game where you can you can go from different environments. I think I was spoilt with Galaxies and what they tried to do with it. It's like, no, it has to be one or the other. It has to be ships or ground. No, it can be both. This is the point at which someone in the chat says how much they liked atmospheric flight. Go. I found Mountain Blade Bannerlord okay. I've got to the stage where I am up to... I've been a vassal, which I found very frustrating. I didn't like the way that the NPC faction behaved. There seemed to be no rhyme or reason to what they were attacking the castle, so I was very frustrated just being bounced around with the faction. So I stopped being a vassal, and now I have my first castle, first kingdom, and it's good. It's just, for a single player game, it's very grindy. It takes a long time to do stuff. I'm used to that with MMOs, online content taking a long time, but the idea of a single player game taking so long to grind up the XP that you need, it's just a long-term investment. So I'm enjoying it, but it's very janky. What do you think? What do you think? That's all my long-winded feeling. It's incredibly, you know, the siege stuff is ridiculous. It's kind of, I managed to find a workaround that is not noted anywhere, not tutorialized anywhere, to get them to attack the gate rather than going up the stairs where they just get slaughtered one after another. They go up the climbing ladders and just die. It's like, yeah, so I think a lot of that stuff needs working out, but it's early access, isn't it? That's the counter that they're using at the minute. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's like, after how many years is it that it's been in development? 11 years? Is it that long? It can't be that long since Warband. But my initial feeling when it came out was, man, this is bollocks. You've had all this time and it's this buggy, janky mess. But once I got over that, it's like, okay, fair enough. It's got all the jank that made Warband interesting. Let's go with it. And it's still good. But I was very surprised that it's as unpolished as it is after all this time. I was really expecting them to, like, Warband to have been the trial run, and now we're a polished company approaching this in a much more professional way, and you definitely still get the feeling like it's a mom and pop operation. Which I think it is, isn't it? Isn't it a husband and wife team? And it's a new platform for modders to really get their teeth into. I think after a couple of years, and we've got the Lord of the Rings mod where you can have the Fellowship. Someone's already created the Fellowship of the Ring in the game, haven't they? That's a big part of Mountain Blade. It's good. I've been playing XCOM Chimera Squad as well. That's good. It's just it's a more story-based, directed version of XCOM, and I'm kind of enjoying it. Having played both Firaxis remakes now, it probably is time for them to try something a little bit different, which this just basically takes the XCOM assets and engine, XCOM 2 really, and just builds a story around them with definite characters. It's missing that core thing of XCOM. It's your own dudes that you grow. You come up with the backstory yourself and you grow attached to them. But you know, two big games that already do that. This one's good and it's so cheap. It's like $10 or something. $15. No, it's 20. But I got it for like £8.50 on Steam. So I'm like, okay, nothing to complain about. That's fantastic. It's like a little mini offshoot of XCOM 2. There we go. Where am I up to? Let's have a look at faction. We're just over 1,000. So we're like 11 more missions, more trips out. We'll have what we need. If I'd known that, this is why it's good to be not so prepared sometimes, because if I'd known this, I would have felt compelled to grind off stream. You know, I don't do a lot of grinding on stream when I come online. Oh, look at that. I got someone completed the mission for me. No, that doesn't work. It must have spawned on something that doesn't let it spawn, basically, and then you get the faction. So a little bit of faction gratis there. I didn't realise I was going to have to do this, but you know, it's nice sometimes to chat while you're just doing mundane things. Makes it go a bit quicker. More like CSI XCOM. Yeah. You're like a SWAT team. Where's that one go? Northwest? North. Let's try north. We'll grab that mission. I like the armor in it. I like the progression as well. One of my pet peeves with the XCOM games was that once you get really high level armors and weapons and stuff, you start to look a little bit I don't know, slick sci-fi future, which I don't like. I like the grungy stuff of the early game better. I don't like the silver suits and the sleek guns and things. And this game kind of, I don't think you get to that tech level. It sort of always stays a little bit local police, SWAT team kind of aesthetic, which I like better. The other thing that you know, really going off on the XCOM stuff now, but like those high-tech armors and stuff, they're just not as interesting. To me, they look really generic, and it's harder to distinguish who's who in your squad. So I don't know, you know, I never really want the high-tech armors. The past 5 years was Kingdom Come, I guess. Solo Droid Army in HK. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll try and do it in a group first, and then maybe. Don't know if it's possible, is it? Sorry, hitting the microphone here. Very unprofessional. Yeah, I like that mechanic. It makes you really value your dudes. I made it a mission to go through the first XCOM game on Impossible, and then Impossible Iron Man. But then since then, I've kind of been less, you know, I just have I want to devote less time to it basically, so and it takes a lot of time and effort if you have to restart from the beginning every time, so I tend to go for Commander, difficulty 1 down from impossible, and I do save and reload now. I don't know, maybe I'll go back to trying to go through it, but the days I'm not in the same frame of mind where I care. I really cared whether or not I could do it on Impossible Iron Man in the past, and now I find I don't care. Weird how you change your gaming tastes change over time. You find a new game that you think, this is the game. I'm never going to need any other game again. You play it and play it and play it. And then at some point it's like I've completely had enough of this. I don't want to even see it again. I need variety. Variety is a spice of life. It's as simple as that. It's not complicated. No. Not as complicated as you're making it out to be, mate. Tuscan Fort, yeah, Tuscan Fort is there. I'm not sure. We popped up there the other day, me and DV, I think, just to have a look at it. But I don't think it. No, it was someone else. It wasn't DV. But it wasn't that. I'm not sure there's any major content tied to it anymore. You don't get amazing loot drops. You do get junk loot, which is always in demand on the server. So you can grind some junk loot doing that. Okay, so let's head back to Anchorhead again. I think we're under 1,000 now. 1,000 XP. We are 895, so 8 more of those missions, and we'll be neutral rebel faction. We can ask to be a combatant, basically. I think if you do have to go rebel or imperial at some point in this quest series, it makes sense to just do it from the beginning. So I might, now I've done this, so I might just go to the rebel start. What talking Tuscan is there? Indeed it is. Yeah, there is a Tuscan King, but it's a heroic now, isn't it? He appears in Mos Espa. The Tuscan King heroic. That one was interesting when I did that with the group. That was we had a good leader who was telling us exactly where to go, but you really need to know the layout of Mos Espa, and you need to know where the enemies are going to spawn and stuff, and then you just kind of stop the army as it comes in, and then finally the Tuscan King appears in the middle of the city and you have to attack him. They did a lot of that with the early content. The same with the Meat Lump theme park, wasn't it? Like the Meat Lump King became a bit of a meme and was a rumour that the Meat Lump King exists, and then over time, it was years later that they actually added the Meat Lump theme park, and there is really a Meat Lump King. Another thing that I haven't done a little bit, not a huge amount. I did that to get the Commercan steak, which I can make with my trader. Accept. Just go and grab a coffee. You guys get a coffee, yeah? I'm gonna go decaf, but you know, it's as good as I found a really good blend that actually tastes okay, so it fools me into thinking I'm having a coffee. I won't be long. Sorry about that. Gotta have the coffee. Gotta have the gaming fuel. My gaming fuel has always been coffee rather than Monster drink or something like that. But I stopped drinking caffeine about 2 years ago now. Been drinking that like there was a time when I just always have a cup of coffee on the go. Going all the way back to my study days, like at university, middle of the night doing essays by candlelight. Back in the days before the internet, when you had to go to the computer room, and if you wanted to see the Phantom Menace, the new Phantom Menace trailer, you had to download it for 6 hours, and then it would appear as a QuickTime file on your computer. A little tiny window, about that big. Gungans. Every journey has a beginning. Every Anakin has a start. Star Wars, I think that's how it began. Diet Pepsi, not quite, but I got the Diet Coke, so I don't have to go downstairs again now once I finish my coffee. You're not supposed to drink fizzy pop while you're doing streams, but fuck it, like I said, rebel me. What's this guy? The guy with the testicles on his chin? Aqua Bish? Is he a Biff? And you, we know what you do with that snout when no one's looking. What are your favourite Star Wars movies, guys? In order. 9 to choose from now. Let's do this. Let's do the Star Wars default Q&A. Favorite movies in order of preference, starting with least good to best good. Best good. There we go, we're making progress very slowly. Empire Strikes Back plus Return of the Jedi together, combined, the super edit. I'm always torn between the original Star Wars or Empire as my favourite. The original because it was so original, Empire because it's just a better made film. And I really like the way they go into the characters in Empire a lot more. So those two leapfrog in my list. I really can't make a decision between the two of them. But of the prequels, weirdly, I kind of like The Phantom Menace the best. I don't know why. Maybe because it was... you didn't know what to expect when I first went to see it, and I like the final battle with Darth Maul. I still think that's the best Jedi on Jedi fight. Doesn't have the emotion of Return of the Jedi, but technically I think it's the most interesting, and stuff happens in that one, you know, like the doors closing so they're kind of separated from each other. I love the bit where Qui-Gon sits down and meditates while Darth Maul is glaring at him. And then when Obi-Wan comes through and opens a can of whoop ass. Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith, and then New Hope. Okay. Agree with that, totally agree about the fight. Yeah, the droids are kind of hilarious, hard to take seriously as a bad guy, but I do like the silliness of the voices. Maybe if they weren't the kind of default enemy and they were kind of a side thing, the fact that the entire army is made up like Roger, Roger. Because you do need to fear the enemies, and they're not very scary. I think in Mandalorian they do a good job of making the super battle droid quite scary. Oh, and I need to watch. I've watched the final few episodes of the Clone Wars. I need to watch the final one now. Order 66 is going on. Isn't it weird? I hate it. I really, really hated Ahsoka when that series starts, and now I think she's the best character in it. Don't jump to conclusions, I guess, is the lesson there. And I like Anakin in Clones. I like Anakin in the Clone Wars cartoon much more than the movies. Someone was saying in something I was watching, oh, I don't get Hayden Christensen from that Anakin. He's not like he was in the movies. I'm kind of like, I'm glad about that. I think he's better in the cartoon. Snips. Yeah, and Sky Guy is better. Yeah, is the Kenobi series still happening? Yeah, I wonder if it'll even materialize now. Everything's gone weird with the with global pandemics going on. Will it ever occur? I'm sure it will, but it might be a few years now. I don't think the one that I think is not going to happen is that Cassian Andor one. I think that was announced closer to Rogue One when they were spitballing more ideas. And since then they seem to have closed shop a little bit and revised some plans. I don't know if Cassian Andor is a character that that a series will actually come out about. I just don't think he has the interest level. I don't know. Yeah. And I think the fact that she did leave the Jedi Order and went off on her own is kind of endearing, because the Jedi Order as depicted in what happened is kind of flawed, isn't it? And a character that goes on their own path a little bit, but not dark side, is interesting. It says something about that character that they have the presence of will to do that and see where things are not right. And Obi-Wan is like the straight arrow, isn't he? He's the one that, no, the Jedi Order is not always right, Anakin. You cannot go against those bunch of weirdos, no matter how many tentacles they have on their head. It's just not right. Where's my lightsaber gone? There it is. No, I know what you mean, DE. But even I'm sort of similar. I do, you know, when I'm not working, I'm kind of doing my own thing. But I think even then, for I don't know about you, but it's at the back of your mind. It does kind of affect things, and you know, just the difference in every day, like going to the shops and things and queuing for. We went to the local supermarket today and we were queuing for 45 minutes, snaking around the car park. It's very strange. Unlimited power. Best game in the world equal Galaxies. A few other. Ashwin, you will. I don't think you will find many people in this chat who will disagree. You are among people who agree wholeheartedly. Although, playing devil's advocate, it's a good MMO. I'm not sure it's the best game ever. Discuss. hashtag discuss. Best MMO, best game, or both. He's just busy talking to themselves. Look at this assassin. I'll put them out of their misery. No first-person animations. Like GTA, of course. Yet to play Red Dead Redemption. Has anyone played Red Dead 2? I've watched a lot of streams. The single player seems really compelling, but the multiplayer not so much. I like Mandalorian. Yeah, me too. I just love I love Mando himself and his whole deal. I like him. I like the fact that he's an average dude. He's not a Jedi. He gets things wrong. He gets shot all the time, and his armor deflects things. the bit where he climbs up the Jawa sandcrawler and gets to the top, and they just shoot him. It's funny. Yeah, I think they're doing a fantastic job. Looking forward to the new. I just wish the episodes were longer. I like the fact that it's tight and well made, but come on, 45 minutes, please. We haven't got any movies coming that we know about. We need more Mandalorian. It's great. I like I love the fight with the Mudhorn in particular. That was a really good sort of. I don't know. You don't often see it. One criticism you might make about the Star Wars films is it's always Jedi fighting. But it's good when we see other characters, and like Han, when Han does some fighting, and Leia and people. So it's good to see a Mandalorian really fighting, and like fighting hard, like fighting tooth and nail to win, and getting hammered. And he would have died, wouldn't he, if it hadn't been for the little dude, little doody dude. Someone I was talking about it in the chat before it had come out in the EU, and someone said no spoilers because it came out before Christmas, didn't it, in America? And someone had not downloaded it. I was like, okay, come on. I don't like pirating stuff, but in the age of the internet and spoilers, and when more than ever we're all kind of connected and have access to the same information, how can you expect people to like just not be completely spoiled on that thing? It's got to come out at the same time. Please don't make that mistake again. Simultaneous worldwide release, go. Make it happen. You will release your TV show at the same time. You will. Jawas finally get the egg. Oh yeah, and it's such a weird sort of thing. Can you imagine eating that, and it's just going to be all over their all over their robes and stuff, and they just dig in. It's like a big. I don't know if you have them in the US. In the UK, we have Cadbury's cream eggs. It's just like one of those syrupy, sugary. Bleh. There you go. I have cream eggs at Easter time. I really like the Emu server. This is Star Wars Galaxies Legends, so I'm not sure if you're referring to this one or the actual Emu. Star Wars Galaxies Emu. Love me, love mine. Do you have cream eggs in Germany, D? Yeah, it's like, what was the egg? It's just this rare food that they covet. The egg, the egg. I don't think it's dead. I think it's just, Ashwin, I think it's just been around for such a long time now. The kind of player base is set. I'm not sure if it's growing necessarily. I think that might be the thing. So there's a lot of devotees of the Emu, but I'm not sure if it's attracting new players. I'd be interested to know. It's hard to know, isn't it? I mean, their avowed mission has always been, we're going to recreate the game at this particular point in the game's life. So I guess that is really of interest to people who played that and wished that it had never changed. So maybe it's found, the number of people who are interested in that have found it at this stage and play it or have played it. So that might be the case now with the Emu. I'm not sure. Legends, the appeal of Legends for me was not just the state of the game when it closed, but also the fact that they seem really active. They seem like they're developing it into the future, which is of interest to me. Okay, okay, Anchorhead. Let's go. Let's go. Where are we up to with faction? We have 354 faction to do. Yeah, thanks, Chappie. New events, new items, yeah. A little bit of hope for the future, and I think it's always hard to play a game that you know will never change. They do have their appeal. Let's say another favourite game of mine is Skyrim, which I played through when it first came out and enjoyed very much. But apart from going through it with a completely different character, like you do a magic run, you do a barbarian run, maybe you do a stealthy run, then you've kind of seen most things in the game. So then it becomes about mods, right? Well, expansions initially and then mods. But the mods really keep it alive. Active development makes it seem interesting and seems like there's something to look forward to. So And I think that's what a lot of companies are trying to capture with this live service thing. You know, it will continue into the future. Whether it will or not kind of depends upon the initial reception of the game, but I think it's something we all want, to feel like the game is present and there's stuff to look forward to. It's powerful. That's powerful. Everyone uses this fucking word online. That's powerful. Naughty mods. Naughty mods. I didn't do many naughty mods. I felt dirty even typing nude. I was curious, okay? Scratch that. That didn't happen. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff like that. My favourite were the survival mods and companion mods. I loved changing the game from a single player, you're the Dragonborn, the saviour of the universe, to being in a party of adventurers. That was my favourite thing to do. So it became a party-based game rather than a single player kill everything game. So we all had, you know, you've got your elf, archer, your what are the lizard, Argonian wizard, and you're all off on an adventure together on your horses. That was great. It kind of changed the fundamental nature of the game for me. So those and the survival mods just made traveling interesting because it's such a big world, but really in the base game you just point in a direction and go. But the survival mods, particularly if you put them on the hard setting and stuff, just makes, all right, I've got to get across the snowy tundra without dying. Makes it a little bit more interesting, I think. Oh, Beaumont, what referring to as I get the kudos, but who would give me the kudos? That's the question. But thank you. Favorite mod, vampire mod. Yes, I had a little play around with that. You miss all the playable classes from the pre-CU. Love my. Sorry, it's saying love me. Get people's names right. Oh, well, you're very welcome. I'm glad you're playing, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. Squad leader, yes. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame, and I think the division of some of the trader classes into stuff that isn't really logical. So, for instance, you know, the combination of domestics into tailor and chef. It's odd. It's odd. Munitions instead of armor smith, weaponsmith is weird. But yeah. I make guns. I don't know anything about banging armor together. It's a completely different tool. I've got a screwdriver. You need a hammer for armor. I'm ill prepared. I'm leaving. I'm quitting the game. No, but it's kind of true, isn't it? It messed a lot of stuff up for people. Remember when the NGE came out? I was so frustrated. I was so angry. I deleted my my Jedi that I'd grinded up in protest. Which I later regretted when the game started to get good again. But you know, you're angry, aren't you? At that time. I get a little bit of few comments every month from people who are still angry about the NG and about SOE and stuff, and I totally understand it. I was one of them. But at this stage I don't feel it strongly. The company is no more. It doesn't exist. The people responsible for the NGE have moved on. And a lot of them have held their hands up and said, yep, it was a massive mistake. I don't know what else kind of people want. You know, and it's up to you. You remain angry forever, or, you know, look at something now and think, that was in the past, and, you know, this game is good now, and it's there to be enjoyed, and I'm not of the mindset that I'm gonna stick to some resolution that I made 11 years ago. No, I'll judge things as they are now. And as they are now is good. It's good. It's good to be playing a game that you enjoy with an active community. And really, when it comes to MMOs, there's not really very much you could ask for. You like the game? Is the community strong? Is it positive? Is it fun? Yeah? Okay, well, why aren't you playing then? Here we are. I don't think this one's going to appear. It's too close to the city. Oh, it did. It did. Sometimes they don't. Okay. Fight things. Yeah, I think so. Norius. Things change. We all change over time, and like, it's the thing when someone slights you in life, and they make a mistake, and they made the mistake, and it was a bad mistake, and you were upset, you were hurt, but they apologise, and they're genuine in that apology. If you forever stick to that feeling of no, you're the kind of person who would do something like that, and I don't care how sorry you are and how much you admit the mistakes that were made, I'm never going to forgive you. I don't think that's a healthy way to live your life. If it's someone who you don't believe is genuine, you believe they're going to do it again, and they're lying about their sincerity, then yeah, you'd be on your guard. But if a mistake happens and you got to move on from it at some point. At some point, the mistake becomes you. You become the mistake because you're the problem. Because you're not accepting that mistakes were made, and you're not moving on, and you're not giving people a second chance. And we've got to give people second chances, because none of us are perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. That's what I think about it anyway. Lome Amali. Random name generator. It's created that character, and now they're dead. There you go. Is he mock? Yeah, expensive capacity, and there's also the worry that if something becomes too high profile, litigation might be enacted. I think it's unlikely at this stage, but you never know. You never know with companies. Where new management comes in at Lucasfilm, who doesn't even care about the history, doesn't care one jot about it's not affecting anyone. It's no, this should not exist. We take it down. It's always a possibility. But my attitude since coming into Legends has been, Well, it's here now. It's here to be enjoyed now. And that's what an MMO always is. There's always a potential time limit to how long you're going to be able to enjoy things. Okay, so we got the rebel faction. Always get turned around and forget where I am. So while it's here, you might as well enjoy it. Amen. Philosophy over, let's go and shoot some shit. Man, if I hadn't been given some second chances, I wouldn't be married. I wouldn't have an education. I would be a mess. It's only because people gave me second chances that I was able to do things sometimes. My wife giving me second chances. Look, I screwed up. I could do better. Is DV there? I think he stepped away. He's AFK. This is the second VHS release with enhanced scenes. I don't know. I think he does care about Star Wars. I get the feeling that he does. Yeah, I saw some footage of George Lucas on the Mandalorian set with Dave Filoni, and the way he's talked about things. I think he does care about Star Wars, but I think what he really wanted is to hand it off to someone else to do the work, which he's in his 70s now. It's kind of understandable. He doesn't want to. Someone's waving at me. Ryak. Oh, hey. But he wants them to do it exactly as he had in mind, which is not going to happen, is it? Not too bad. So can I join as a rebel? I would like to join your fight against the Empire. Down with the Emperor. Blah blah blah. Yes, I want to be part of the Alliance until I don't anymore, and then I'll join the imps. Superb. Welcome to the rebellion. Thank you. So my military status right now is private rebel combatant. Could I though, just to make things a little bit more easier, change my military status and go off duty? Just so I don't run into like stormtroopers and stuff. What kind of changes? I would like to request a new role. I need to go on leave. Yeah. So I'm a rebel, but I'm on leave. So I really need to take some leave time. 5 minutes. Welcome back, Bobby. Oh, start. All right, yeah. So, okay. So the first part of this Secrets of the Cyrene quest. We need to go to, now that we're a rebel, the Cantina in Corellia. Let me sort this out so I could just rest it there. There. Let's catch a shuttle, like it's the olden days. We can talk to people while we travel. Have a little chat. There's going to be chewing gum on the seats, but that's okay. This is authentic Star Wars travel. Space chewing gum. Tastes like blue milk. Whatever that tastes like. Peppermint, I always think. What do you think blue milk tastes like? I think peppermint. You from Brazil, Bobby? Oh no, Hobbermob. Be careful, Hobbermob's taking notes. You damned insurgents in the chat. Don't give away any secrets. Don't tell them where we put all the blasters. They're under the seat in Anchorhead. Travel to Corellia. Mm-hmm. Put my flight suit on. So we were doing some space stuff the other day. Just good fun. I got the old Ranger still targeted there. Let's turn him off. We found his Gorax. Well, we didn't find his Gorax. We tried. We found his other creatures that were being a problem. This is my old hunting grounds. This is, well, the place I used to hang around the most, Coronet, before the CU. And post CU, I think, during the combat upgrade. This was the city I knew the most. And you would just literally walk around. Like nowadays, I'm on a mission, I go through. Well, I'm not walking through here RPing and stuff, but I used to do that. You know, just pretend I was a dude in the Star Wars universe, wandering through Coronet. Again, you just, what you approach the game for changes over time, so. But I still get the feels when I come back to Coronet. I like it. A businesswoman and her twin. Do you know there's someone identical there? Welcome to Ral Mundi's Starship Emporium, where all your starship's dreams come true. Only not today, and maybe not tomorrow. We're in a bit of a crunch. Ral can tell you more if you're interested. He's over at the starport. A bag. Look, they're identical, and they also say identical. So we're looking for Ral. Let me just go to the starport, see if that's a quest. Not at the minute. I did have ILM, Chappie, but there were some graphical issues on Tatooine that I couldn't resolve. So at the minute, all I have is reshade. Some reshade stuff going on, and the UI mod from ILM, which I couldn't play the game without. Ral. Target Ral. See what Ral's got to say. I mean, he does have a quest marker above his head. Greetings and welcome to Coronet. I apologise, but I don't have time to chat right now, if you'll excuse me. Well, you know, where does the quest start? If this were a Bethesda game, we could just wander across the quest, and it would actively, dynamically start in the game. It would also be bugged, because it's Bethesda. No small guild. What do you think, like, a good size for a guild is? Is there like a sweet spot? I think about 50 to 100 people in a guild. Feels like small enough to know everyone, but not so small that it's really hard to get anything done. Alright, and the name of the guy. Let's do a little bit of roleplay here. We'll try and find him. His name is Viga Madish. Oh, he's in the Tyrina Cantina. I'm in completely the wrong place. Well, that's good. Gives me more opportunity to wander around. Let me put the waypoint in. Screw it. -5, 237, 25, 46. Tyrina, and that's where we first started the game. I'm going right back to the beginning of Galaxies here, at the start of this quest. For me, that was where our first guild on Wanderhome started out. And just outside was our city. Can't remember where the starport is. There it is. Tyrina is near a beach. I think you're thinking of Deoba Guafel, which is in the top northeast. This one's the mountain city. Well, Corvel is pretty mountainous as well. But Tyrina and Coronet are like nearer the coast. Golden beaches of Tyrina. Downloading updates, Beaumont. Some lovely fountains. Trash. Someone grinding for junk loot, probably. Seems like a popular one for NPC grinding. It's like a war zone. It's like a war zone back here. Who's this? Faye Patrick, an actual NPC who you can attack, but that wouldn't be very nice. I won't be doing that. So I don't even know. I've got the guide for the quest, but I haven't like read exactly what happens. So I'm going to pay attention a little bit to the quest dialogue. I need your help. I have a situation that requires my attention, and I cannot attend to it properly. Would you be willing to help? Yes, I could always use a job. Man down. I would be happy to pay you for your time. A ship has gone missing and the pilot has not been heard from. We have his last coordinates. They are on Rory. We don't know if he's hurt or dead. Go investigate and bring me back any information you find. Okay. We got a waypoint to the crash site. I was not expecting that. Thought this was a really early one where there are no automatic website waypoints. Volkrov, welcome to the chat. You played on Tarquinus. How many servers were there back in the day? About 12? 12 or 13? 14? Good number of servers. I jumped from Wanderhome once the Euro servers, and I think I was playing both for a while, and then going back to the guild thing, my guild on Wanderhome was pretty big, very successful guild, but less personal, and then I found a good group on Farstar, who I was kind of aware of from before. They were one of the choices that I was going to make, and so when I went to Farstar and they were kind of doing their thing there, made sense to hook up with them. Really friendly guild. I don't think, you know, and not really. They did a lot of RP and lots of event stuff, which was nice. First event I did was something at their theatre where you had to perform on stage, and I did some kind of performance that I can't remember what I did or said, but I won. So it must have been good. I can't remember what it was. Well, acceptable. Won some sort of prize, but it's all very hazy now. Crash site is in the middle of the planet, but there's Thunderdome nearby. Do we know anyone from Thunderdome? It's one of the cities. One of the cities. Solo friendly. I would say Legends is very solo friendly. Very solo friendly to play. Some stuff you can't do without a big group, but it's the case in most MMOs, isn't it? But you can definitely go from 1 to 90, no problem, solo. And then there's also a lot of quests to do after that, so yeah. It's all good. Snow fountain. Tarquinius was one of the first ones to get consolidated. Okay, yeah, when they started to server merges. There's a definite appeal though to being on one big super server, isn't there? Like I've always liked the EVE approach of it being one big mega server. We miss a little bit of that server community, but I think that might be the way to go these days rather than different shards. I don't know. There's pros and cons, aren't there? Keep in touch with... It's easier to group, a bigger player base to draw from and make friends in. But then maybe you get a little bit lost in the crowd. I don't know. And judging by people's fondness for their particular home back in the day on Legends, it seems to be something people gravitate around. You know, I'm a former Farstar guy, you know, and it gives you a point of connection with people, doesn't it? So you wouldn't want to do away with that without thinking about it carefully. But I think with a small thing like Legends, you obviously don't want to split the player base up, do you? Ah, there's lots of rebels around here. It's a crashed... Looks to me like a crashed Corellian Corvette, or... Doesn't look big enough to be a Corellian Corvette. I didn't buff or anything because I don't know what I'm going to be required to do here. Search the crash site. For what do I need to search? To find out where he's gone, maybe? A data pad. Simple sample has been placed. A heavily encrypted data pad has been placed in your inventory. So I didn't even have to click on it. Okay. What's this? All we knew is he's a crashed pilot. A spice sample. Sample of unknown spice. Appears to be organic in nature. Someone was asking for spice in the chat. We got some. An encrypted datapad found at crash site on Rory. Return to Viga Madish. Examine. So first thing is going to be to decompile the decode the disk. Oh, I love ITVs. Instant travel vehicle. Yeah, I think that you can still find the interview with the first person to unlock Jedi, where they were kind of giving a list of all the things that they'd done, because it was still not 100% known. Their post is still up there somewhere. I think what's his name? Thingy. In the Empire Remembered book, he put that post in there from the first Jedi. I remember being online when it happened. I was on Dantooine and just driving around. I used to like going up into the mountains on the edge of the map and seeing what was up there, and I was just doing that, just wandering Dantooine, and this message came up. A disturbance in the Force has been felt, Lord Vader or something, and I was like, oh, and I think there was an instrumental piece of music, probably the Imperial March or something, but I remember the message popping up, and that was the message of the first Jedi. So I was glad I was online when it happened. But it was not as complicated as they initially wanted it to be, was it? They had to cut down like the load on the game, so initially they were going to track all kinds of weird metrics, and then they just couldn't track it all. Got to make it simpler, so it became just professions. And then we get into the hologrind and all that. It's a well-worn topic at this stage. What's this lady doing outside here? Why are you there? Why are you there? Just a random NPC. Don't think that would be a mission as well, to just kill an entertainer. Viga, I found this encrypted datapad. What on earth could it be? Welcome back. Did you find anything? Yes, this datapad and a sample. A spice? Oh, really? Interesting. I think you should get that analysed. I know a doctor who will analyse it for you. Okay. What about the pilot? Yeah. Oh, I'll get this datapad sliced and follow up on that. I think the spice is more important. More important than the pilot? Oh no, that's not what I mean. I mean, I think you should follow up on the spice and let me worry about the pilot. I think I've been used, guys. I think I'm a pawn in this person's plans. This is getting suspicious, but I will do as you ask. Sorry, I don't mean to put you on guard. I just don't like knowing that there's some unknown spice out there. Here's the doctor's clinic. I'm sure he will be there. Okay, so where Dr. Vang? Back to Rory. I'm not sure about the beginning design of this. So we're going back and forth from planets. They implemented a thing during the Legacy quest later where obviously Star Wars or any space MMO is really good for having an in-universe reason why you don't have to go back to specific NPCs like you do in World of Warcraft, because we have comlinks, we have phones basically, so you could have the mission update appear, you know, you just comm the guy, and they did it in the Legacy series later, but these earlier quests don't have that system implemented. It's a little bit old school, going back to specific NPCs. There we go. Something to do of an evening. I'm not complaining. I am complaining. I find it outrageous. It doesn't bother me. Dr. Vang. Oh, it's right in Narmley. I've come to the right place. I don't want to go too, like, well, I'll consult the guide when it's needed, but it's fairly straightforward so far. Hey, Ryan. How you doing, buddy? We're going to visit a doctor who will tell us all about the spice. I think he's some kind of freakish Frankenstein dude who's going to have been doing all kinds of nefarious things with this spice, probably secreting it in orifices. Don't want to know. Don't even want to know. Don't even care. I think someone else is here doing the quest. Bark speeder. Do I need to get a bark speeder? I think it's the fastest speeder in the game. Dr. Vang. So can we target Vang? It would if you spelt target correctly. Target doctor. There he is. Edvar Vang. Hello. I have this spice sample I need analysed. Well, let me see. Find it in your kids' room? Ha ha ha. I keep hearing more and more stories about that. Kids these days. Wait a minute. Where did you get this? I found it on a ship that crashed. A shed. Why did you bring it to me? This is far too hot for me. Do you realise how much danger this will bring me? Get out! Get out! Is it illegal? It's dangerous to me. Out! If you really must find out what the stuff is, go talk to a friend of mine. He would know more about it than I do. Take this data and get out. We're going to talk to Moxar Krieg, who is on Tatooine. We're going galaxy hopping at the minute. I tried to do Remembrance Day last year because I think I've only been playing the game. It's only come round once while I've been playing the game, so I'm going to try and do more this year. It's I'm not even sure I was faction aligned last time, so there was kind of a limit to what I could do. But there's the cool stuff, isn't it? I want to grind. I know you can buy them from the bazaar, but I want to grind so I can get my Imperial dude looking like a sand trooper. I need the pauldron and I need the backpack, sand trooper backpack. I bet he's. What do you want to bet? Are those coordinates? Who's a real sort of hardcore player? Can you tell? You probably can't tell on the stream because of the resolution, but. It's probably Mos Eisley, isn't it? Think. Let's go. Generating terrain and generating a lot of players. I'm going to do my little trick here that I've been doing since the beta of the game, which is to get through a highly populated area. Just look at the floor. Don't load in anyone else. We get through Mos Eisley with no lag. The only way though is to look at the floor. Yeah, he is in Mos Eisley. Look at that. No slowdown at all. We're through the crush. Boom. I wonder if it is that weird... there's a really highly decorated... It's highly decorated. Sounds like they're in the army, don't they? But it's a really nicely decorated home that... It's an interior of one of these random houses, but for some reason it's really decked out, and it's weird. And I've always wondered what quest leads you there, and why it would be so significant. Well, I don't think this is it though. Maybe it is. Up to update 27. It's like you're reliving the past. Speeding up the past. Moxar Krieg. He's dead. Dead Wookiees. Uh-oh. too late. We are too late. Datapad from the corpse. Need to examine it. The datapad has a message for you. This is our only warning. Stop looking into the source of the new spice. If you do not, this will happen to you. Oh, gold. Right, we're going back to Viga Magis then. What is he got me into? He's going to get me killed. Feeling the burn. Hang in there. Hang in there. Oh, I was waiting for Star Trek Online to come out. I was listening to it was like launch day and it was downloading and waiting for it to patch and everything, and I was listening to Star Trek Radio, which I don't even know if it's a thing anymore, but they were like playing music for us, so hopefully I can keep you company while the game is downloading for you. Like they did for me back in the day. What will you do first when you get in the game? I've lost 50 points of rebel faction standing. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm already a rebel. Don't care. Planet hopping. Travel back to Tyrena. Play STO from time to time. Yeah, I get the urge every now and again because I like the space combat. Ground, not so much. But it's good. It's good. It's never had the stickiness of Galaxies for me. I kind of get it out of my system. I like the sights and sounds of Star Trek. I like the feeling of playing a big capital ship, sort of maneuvering around your shields and firing all the stuff, and then kind of get into the grind, and the novelty wears off a little bit. The other day I was really thinking, like, I was having that thought about other Star Wars games, because I like Galaxies the best, obviously, but there are others. I get the urge to play Battlefront, and I actually got the urge to play Tor for the first time the other week, and I was thinking about that. I finally have information for you. Someone named Kayla contacted me and told me that she had information on the missing pilot. Evidently he's lost in the wilderness. She has the coordinates if you go over and talk to her. Did she give you information on when she contacted you? No. Well, she didn't contact me directly and doesn't want to be seen talking to me. I'm a wanted man, you understand, one of those rebel terrorists and all that rot. As am I, my friend, but I'm interested in finding out what this is about. I'm a big deal. I'm a big deal rebel, me. I am with the rebellion. Where is she? Did I just quote the sequel trilogy? Is that starting to happen now? Kyla Mays. I am with the resistance. You're with the resistance. I am with the resistance. Wait for critic. I played from launch, but I get that feeling now, having not kept up with it, how hard it is. You know, the feature thing. You know, features piled on features, which is definitely a thing with STO. It takes a while to get acclimatized and also to know what you're doing, like, because there are competing things you can be doing. I know that there's the main quest line, which is kind of nice. They do have the stories you can go through, but you know, knowing where to start and things. Kyla, Rory. playing Star Wars. It's still a fun game. It's just not. Yeah, I was the same. It was not quite what I was looking for. A more. I mean, I always want more. I've been wanting that for years. More sandboxy elements and more options. But for what it is, I think it's good. And it was developed so fast, you know, relatively speaking, for an MMO. And I don't remember it being particularly buggy at launch. It was probably missing some stuff needed fleshing out, but it launched pretty okay for such a quick development cycle. Kyla Hangouts. So, can I target Kyla? Kyla. I was realising the other day I do so much. I can't actually write very well anymore. You know, physically write on a piece of paper, type all the time. But then sometimes I can't even type. Why, hello there. Is there something that I can do for you? You can tell me about this pilot that you saw. Ah, I know who you are now. I'm glad you came to see me. I was beginning to wonder if you would. Listen carefully. Head directly northeast. It's north of some ruins and west of a statue. My chat is not... I didn't get that piece of dialogue in the thing and I missed it. So, there we go. I'm glad you came to see me. I was beginning to wonder. Listen carefully. Head directly northeast. It's north of some ruins and west of a statue head. Here are coordinates if you prefer that. Yeah, I do prefer that. Pilot's last known location. Okay. Hunting down this pilot. Planet hopping. Doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm actually on the right planet, am I? Normally. Grey Lagoon. It's near Grey Lagoon. Tea Earl Grey hot. There we go. It's good. I mean, it's one of the things of being on a server that's more established. There's always a city near even the remotest of locations. I was talking to someone the other day about the feel of joining a new server as opposed to one that's more established, and I don't think there's a right or a wrong. It's kind of like you can't keep a server in that beginning state forever, and that beginning time when people are putting down cities and exploring for the first time is fun, getting the first minerals together. That has its benefit, has its appeal, but then something like Legends, the appeal is kind of playing with established players. There's always the stuff that you need, well, not always, but majority of the time there's the stuff that you need on the bazaar to get things done faster. I would tend towards that nowadays, having played the game for so long. Something a little bit more established, but occasionally I do miss that feeling of exploration and being the first to stake a claim. Frontier, that kind of frontier gameplay, isn't it? Speaking of Star Wars, Star Trek. Putting down roots in a new planet, in a new world. It's exciting. I think that is the gameplay loop that makes returning to Minecraft so appealing. After you've been away for a while, because you always get that. Oh, okay, here we go. Level 50. Should be okay. Yeah, ambush. They definitely don't want me knowing what this pilot was doing with the spice. Ooh, more enemies. More baddies. They just keep coming. Oh, we got Creetle help. Go, my Creetle friends. The force is with you. Nice. Go, my beasties. Alright, information found. We're not looting anything. I might grab these. I might put my auto loot on, just so I'm getting some. You never know. There might be some stuff that kind of. There's so many items in the game, then sometimes there are random things that can drop that you don't come across otherwise. Nothing amazing, but. Turn it on and off. Spent. Okay, so spent Bacta ampules. Go to another waypoint on Rory. Location from datapad. We're going to go to Dihara. Find a place for things to turn up. Dihara, where was it? Oh, Grey Forest. Which is the closest? Grey Forest, I think. Travel. Creetle army, yeah, I don't know where. They're just aggro different type of mob for some reason. It reminds me of the old creature handler days. Yeah, we got three dewbacks, 3 rancors. Progress. Lots. Yeah, so far, DV, we've got some. We're trying to hunt down a rebel pilot with some who's hiding some spice. Only one server. Yeah, that's right, Beaumont. Do you want me to help you with that? With that space mission, DV? No, it's fine. Let's see if we can do it. I'll just see what happens at this waypoint. We're here. Are we going to get ambushed? I do kind of like doing quests where... Oh, we're at the bunker. Blacksun base. Talk to Tovar Blackmore. Target Tovar. We just track what is going on. Rory... Secrets of the Siren Group. You're on the trail of a missing pilot. Yes, I know. Talk to Tovar Blackmore, the chemist working with the Black Sun. Maybe he will give you information. So I assume he's inside this bunker. So we're learning. Like, sometimes you come across these little bunkers and places in the game, don't you? Wow, that is a tall Black Sun. There we go. Let me turn on my auto loot actually. Miscellaneous, auto loot corpses. Yep. Okay, I see an NPC. Target Tobor. You know what I mean about not being able to type anymore? What is wrong with me? Nothing aggroing me because I'm level 90s and these are all 50. Oh, it's Tover Blackmore. What have you got to say for yourself? Please don't kill me. Go on then, talk. I have been analysing the spice that you have. And that I'm not sure of. It seems to have pretty impressive healing qualities, but I haven't isolated its exact function. What I do know is that it appears that the Black Sun want a piece of the action. What does the Black Sun want with it? Most rare medicines are publicly available. Not this kind. That's what you don't understand. It's being smuggled and hoarded by the Rebel Alliance. They must know where it comes from and are keeping it for themselves. The pilot that you were looking for was smuggling the spice for them. Okay. Doesn't surprise me in the least. Maybe they want an edge in the war. Ah, right. Rock-sucking terrorists. Okay. Return to Viga Madish. So that's... we are up to there with the quest. I didn't think I would get it all done in one evening, so I'm not in any rush. I like having quests to do. As soon as it's done, you can't do it again. Got a buffered radioactive bracer, reflective bracer, which is no use to me. This way. Hicks, we are leaving. I've got a throw pillow draft schematic. Can I make that? I can... oh no, I can't make that. That's a structures thing. Destroy, destroy. Yeah, I just follow you, DV. So I'll... if we rendezvous in the same space, so if we both launch... where are you now? Grab the quest again from Jabba. Okay. Dathomir. So if we travel to Dathomir and then launch from the trade outpost, maybe. Back to normally. I haven't watched Iron Eagle for years. Maybe I should watch that again. Just remember it being a... I remember it being quite good for a Top Gun ripoff. I think I may have watched it quite a lot, actually. Let me make a note of that. I started watching Conan the Barbarian the other day. Dun, 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 dun. Da, da, da. I don't know how to do music. Need movies to watch. Can't play games all the time. Iron Eagle. That'll be a blast from the past. I think I watched it a lot as a kid, but it's not one that's stuck in my head. So I'll get weird flashbacks to dialogue. Because like when you're younger, you just watch the same movie over and over again. Then you forget it. Like there's stuff I'm sure I recorded off the TV that we had on VHS cassette that me and my brother watched over and over again, because it makes no sense that we know the dialogue of these obscure movies so well, but we must just have recorded them off the TV. Weird like sketch shows as well that were only broadcast once that we know all the dialogue from. Kids in the Hall in particular. Just pop to the loo. That's the special move of the Rick's arc. Sorry, I forgot my mic. Just to show you what happens if you don't know what the cock you're doing. I have. Maybe I should move my self-destruct. My self-destruct. Repair all of it. Yes. No, let's go to. Permission to land at the trade outpost. Land. Yeah, I was just saying I got rid of the Jedi Starfighter so that I could just do some high-level content with these heavier ships. So the Rick-Zerk is the one that I'm using at the minute. It just allows you to put some heavier guns in and more heavy-duty components. I'll just travel to Corellia to repair fully. And then I'm going to move that flipping self-destruct command. Don't want to do that in the middle of an important mission. That would really fox the Empire. We launch up the little, like the more out of the way space stations and things. They don't repair you fully, so that's why I've come back to Corellia. Well, it seems to me I don't get the option to repair here, so... Am I fully repaired? I think I might be. Seems to me like I am, yeah. We're okay. Is my hull on full? Max? Hit points? Chassis? We are at max. We're at max, yeah. Okay, so I'll warp this time. And let's get rid of that command. We'll put that one on remove. Let's put it on macro. Self-destruct. Eject, I should say. We'll put that there so that I have to actively switch hotkeys. And go back to Dathomir, I guess. Emperor's Hand. Hyperspace. They put the Outrider but not Dashrender. Yeah, he's not in the game, is he? Surely there's some cool stuff he could have done. What was the name of his co-pilot? Did he have a... Am I right in thinking he didn't have a Wookiee co-pilot? That would just be too obvious. It's basically Han Solo. Jamaluddin Blinker is here. Count Shivius Blinker. Welcome to the chat. Was it actually the Outrider in the series Volkrov, or was it the same model of ship? Okay. I'm on my way, DV. Not long. Powering towards it. So, yeah, the Rixark seems good. It's not quite as heavy as the... And by heavy, I mean capacity for components and stuff as the crate. I think the crate is the better option, but this ship is close, and it's just something a little bit different, really. I tried to get... I think it's style 3, just so it looks a bit different, but I think the Rixark different ship styles don't make a huge difference. It seems like the Kiraz fighter, if you choose a different ship style, it's basically like having a different make of ship. It's pretty cool. But for this one, he just it's all very similar. It always reminds me of like a drag racer or something, with its big front bits. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I see them. All right, so these are level 3. I think these are they're showing to me as mission things. So I'll just go and attack these. Where are you? Are you there? I don't see you on my radar, but I do have your mission targets. They appear to have appeared for me, but maybe you're loading into the game, loading into the system. Shows you as out of range to me. Lebo the droid, okay. No, DV. I have to follow you. So if we rendezvous at the Dathomir space station, and then we can go to the waypoint together. I'll hang out here. Imperial Sith have more fun. I did hear that rumor. How many of you guys spend a lot of time in space as opposed to ground? Do you favour one over the other? I like them equally, but I tend to spend more time on the ground. You know, there's obviously more stuff to do down there than... but I used to do a lot of asteroid mining, which took up a lot of time in space, and then I did spend a lot of time up in the stars. It's quite scary. Is that Dathomir? It's not the moon, is it? That is Dathomir. He's got a couple of moons. There's Dathomir itself. Quite an imposing planet. You struggle to do so much in space 5-minute movies? Okay, so I'll just follow you, DV. I think I can see your mission targets. If you just head towards them, I'll follow behind you, because I don't get waypoints and stuff for your mission, but I do see your mission targets when they appear. Alright, we are following. Sorry. Maybe I don't. Maybe they are something else then. Those... I had a load of tier 3s on my heads up display, targeted as if they were a mission, but maybe they're not. You logging in 7,000 plus hours of combat training. Wow, that's dedication. Okay, I'll just try and shoot whatever's shooting you, I guess. Ooh, that's going too fast. Smuggler, we were assured that you would have a package for us. Oh, you smuggling illicit goods. You naughty boy. Shuttle Tidarium requesting clearance code for shield passage. Transmit the clearance code for shield passage. Building so far, receive mission part 2. So we're ferrying illegal goods for Jabba, I think. Another one. They could pounce on us at any minute. Can you feel the tension? I'm feeling it! Pick up your visual scanning. Watch for enemy fighters. Last one. It's weird how they both appear so close to each other. First two. Maybe we get attacked along the route here? It's like a hotbed of... I don't remember this mission either. Maybe maybe Vatic's doing a different one to what I have done in the past. Who knows? Who can say? I'm on a tablet. Oh, D's talking to someone else, sorry. They are usually all over me by now. You're scaring them off. Yeah, that's kind of weird, isn't it? They're not even appearing. I definitely did see something like a cluster of ships. So I don't know, maybe I kind of triggered them to spawn or something. I think we're on an escort mission next. Make sure I'm actually... Don't know why it keeps... Anyway, stop mumbling. Stop talking crap. The follow is pretty good though, in that it tracks the changes in acceleration, you know, the relative speed of your target. You don't have to keep pressing follow again and again. I've played other space games where it's kind of like if your follow target changes speed, then you crash into them, but as long as this is working correctly, which it doesn't always do, but most of the time it does, it just keeps you so I can sit and smoke. Just another relaxing day in space. Yeah, I don't remember. I remember escorting a lot of freighters and stuff, but I don't remember escorting these Tidarian shuttles in the neutral neutral pilot grind. It's the pacifists. It's the pacifists' run of the mission. He's out of there. Allcroft, do you sorry, you may have said earlier in the chat, but do you play now? You said loved the space combat in the game, so you're not playing on Legends now, right now? I do like playing in the cockpit view as well. You're just not quite as effective, obviously, because half the screen is taken up with the HUD. Okay, cool. Well, if you want to head back and get the next mission, DV, I can hang around here until you know where you're going, and try and get you through like the mission bits, because then you're just grinding for XP, aren't you? But it might be that there's another mission that's tough. Pop in every now and then. Yeah, it's good. I think it seems a little bit less laggy since they did these server server architecture kind of restructuring and buying new boxes and things, so it feels a little bit better now. I've got used to my R2 droid as well with the Jedi Starfighter, so I kind of miss it now. I was really annoyed with it chattering all the time, but now I kind of miss the chatter. The Rixzerg has a flight computer which doesn't really talk to you unless you actively use a command. I can get it to talk to me if I do that. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same personality. Yeah, and it's amazing, isn't it, that is in Galaxies, but you know, even something like Elite Dangerous, which is a great game by all accounts, I enjoy playing it, and I like the update of the classic game, but still, you don't get that same sense of being in a ship, that you're walking around the corridors of the ship while it's flying through space. It's amazing that it was even a thing. Imagine this game with better graphics. I think that's what a lot of people are hoping Star Citizen is going to be. I was listening to the Massively podcast. They were talking about whether it's a good time to jump in. They had someone on who's kind of been playing Elite Star Citizen. They were saying maybe persistence is in now, so you can start playing the game and you're not going to lose everything, but they were saying maybe wait until, what were they saying, well, like the economy and the basics of that aspect in the game would be a better time to jump in. They think they're adding things gradually over time, like they had this idea of modules, didn't they? So they're adding bits and bobs. I'm just waiting for DV and to see if, like, you have the way the space missions work is you have a string of like story missions, which you have to do at each level, and then the remainder of the XP that you need to go up a tier is filled with duty missions. So, and the duty missions are fairly straightforward. You just repeat them, and it's waves of enemies, and you grind the XP. So, but the story missions can sometimes be a little bit tricky. So if we just do this string of story missions, and then until DV gets a mission to do duty missions, which is just basically grinding. I don't know what I'm going to do after my stream. I want to play a little bit more of XCOM. I was really enjoying that last night. That was it's good. I like the story-based stuff of it, but also skilling up the characters. And it's interesting what they're doing with the mutons and the previously alien races that are now being integrated into human society. That's the story that they're going along. But one of my reasons for wanting to play through XCOM Chimera is to see if it gives any hints as to what they might be planning with XCOM 3. I wonder where in the story it will be set. You know, will it be years in the future when the elders are returning, or whatnot? It might indicate something at the end of Chimera, so I want to go through that and see. It's good so far, and it's tough. You know, some of the missions, like the terror missions, that were always a tough thing in XCOM, they're still tough in this. I say I'm not doing it on Legend though, and I'm reloading. if the game screws me over, I'm reloading. In Dathomir Space? Okay, well, I'm at Dathomir Space Station, so I'll just hang out here. And then I need something to eat as well. What shall I have? We got some yeast from the supermarket. Can you imagine that? That's been the thing that my wife has been like, we need yeast, and nowhere has this yeast for her to make pizza base. And we got some the other day, so I want a pizza, but I don't know how to. How can I sort of subtly suggest it's time for pizza without appearing to like wife, where's my food? Binge watch Battlestar Galactica. Oh wow. Have you seen it before? Are you rewatching? Or it's one of my favorites. Love that series. So good. I still love the opening of the whole thing that they did, like the pilot, where they attack. We are at war. How? Why? Doesn't really matter now. And Adama takes control. It's really good. And when they do this, they bring the hyperdrive back online, which hasn't been used for like years. They have to jump. So good. Dramatic. Man, there's so many series that I wish that they just went on forever. But it can't, can it? It can't go on forever and remain as good. There's got to be an end. And I'm kind of learning gradually as they start returning to series that are kind of continuations of stuff that past stuff, that it's not always a good idea. In fact, the majority of the time it seems like it's not a good idea. I haven't really enjoyed much of the like returning to Star Trek stuff. I don't know what they're doing with it, but it doesn't work for me. I think it would have been better if they'd left Picard on the Enterprise playing poker. First few episodes with the tight timeline when Cylons, yeah, I think it won did it win something like a Golden Globe or something for that episode? I think it's 39 or something. They turn up every 39 minutes. Starbuck is awesome with the flipping cigars. It gets a little bit confusing towards the end though, doesn't it? It's like some of this stuff feels like made up on the spot to give it a conclusion. Whole thing with who is Starbuck and what's Starbuck's role in things. I don't really know what's going on here, but okay. I've been really enjoying. Have any of you guys watched The Expanse? I really been enjoying that as a kind of a modern serialized sci-fi show in that vein. I really think that's good. It's a patrol route. Well, that's okay. We could do a patrol route. You never really know with the story missions in this game. Sometimes it's, you know, something can happen along the way that expands what seems like a simple mission into something a bit more, but just come to the space station, Dathomir space station. Loam Green is in it. This is I'm showing my ignorance now. I'm not sure who Loam Green is. What is that over there? That's another. It's another space. Is that last nav station? That's a space station, neutral space station. And that's Dathomir space station. The General of the Battlestar Galactica. Oh, right. Oh, he's the actor. Okay. Played the guy in Blade Runner, didn't he? He's a great actor. Ah, there's Vatic. Oh, are we talking about the original series? God, this flipping ship is all over the place. Yeah, I think we're talking about the original series. If I could play it on YouTube without getting into trouble, I would play Battlestar Galactica music now. I've even got it on my hard drive somewhere. Hold on. Exit. Ah, what's going on? Yeah, the guy I was thinking, the guy. What's the name of the guy who's Adama in the more modern series? He's the one that I was meaning, who plays the guy in Blade Runner that Deckard speaks to, and he's always making tinfoil models. I never got round to playing the online game. I think it was free to play, wasn't it? It just it kept being recommended to me on Facebook and stuff. It seemed like one of those trashy Facebook like browser games or something. I didn't get a good impression of it from the marketing, so I never kind of jumped in. Bonanza with the old farm and the family. Is that the Waltons? A little house on the prairie? Sending Hutt forces to engage the Rancor clan. Proceed there immediately. We have the location of a battle between the Rancor clan and something else. Oh, we got some friendly ships coming in. So I'll just let you attack, and I'll attack what you attack, Patrick. I think those are the Hutt fighters, so it'll be these that we need to attack. So I think you just shoot those guys when you're ready, the one with the orange boxes around them. I'll let DV attack so I don't mess up this mission. There we go. One more. Oh! Never want to fire my missiles because you can't recharge them in space. Critical Hutt ally could be caught in another battle with the Rancor clan, so get there and our side wins. Okay, where are we? This way? This away? There we are. I'm always worried about bugging out space missions, you know, like if it's someone else's mission. So many times I kind of fail mission conditions and stuff. Here we go. Someone's firing. Who's firing? Oh, it's YT 100. 11,000. 1100. It's quite a long mission, isn't it? You think it's a simple patrol mission, and then it's something else entirely. Oh, wrong way. Follow, 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 follow. Go. Follow. I'm engaged. Autopilot disengage. Sorry, dude. I keep I'm trying to get behind you. There we go. Rutger Hauer. That's it. Edward James Olmos. Like tears in rain. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. I saw sea beams off the shoulder of Orion. Mangled that. attack ships on fire off the shoulder of off the shoulder of something. Oh, just a random TIE fighter's wing flying in space there. Oh god, yeah, it really doesn't work sometimes. It just gets confused. I think the autopilot gets confused if you're flying too fast. Oh. Don't know if these are mission targets or just random ads. I really wish you could buy one of these freighters. That's the kind of weird stuff I want in the game, just junky Star Wars-y freighter ships. Yeah, I keep the one crew-based series that I keep trying to get into, and I only ever get like halfway through the first series, is Farscape. Has a good reputation, but it always kind of loses me. Rescue Hut VIP next. Wow, this is a long mission. Lex. Oh yeah, forgot all about that show. Oh, is that it? Okay, cool. Be cool if you could see each other in the ships. I park up the side here. I'm not sure if you put that pilot mod on. No, you don't see whether or not, if you both have the pilot mod, whether you can see each other inside each other's ships, but I don't know. No problem, DV. I will let me do that. And where's the space station? Farscape is mediocre, didn't appeal. Okay. Firefly. Yeah, I mean, I like Firefly, but I was not as bowled over as some people were. Who's firing? Leave me alone. You'll regret that. Oi! Come here. Used to put down all the waypoints for all the space stations in all the different sectors of space. But since returning to Legends, I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You're a leaf. Volkrov is a leaf on the wind. Had to make new accounts, so waiting for admin activation. It didn't take very long for me, 24 to 48 hours, I think. Depends who's online. Sometimes you can give people a prompt if you join, if you can get onto the Discord server and send someone a tell the CSR who's online. But Just be patient, they'll get round to it. Alright, request repairs. We have the same issue again, like you can't fully repair me, so I would prefer going to Corellia. I'll tell you what, no, we'll go to Tat. Jumping to hyperspace from the docking bay of a starport is not a good idea, so here we go. Babylon 5 has Amiga 500s in it. Yeah, and didn't they create the graphics on an Amiga? I'm sure I remember reading at the time that it was the special effects for that series was all Amigas. Heading in. Heading home. I don't think my engine is very good in this ship. I need to get a better engine. Let's have a look. Components. Engine. 107 top speed. I might need something better. It's a reverse engineered level 6, 7, 8. Level 8 engine. But I'm pretty close to my max on mass at the minute, so it's got to be something. Oh, an obstacle detected. So that's pretty good. If you're on autopilot mode and it detects an obstacle, it stops. Requesting deactivation of the deflector shield so I can land. Let's do a beauty pass. How's that for piloting? I definitely need repairs. All of the damage. Land. Center. Go. Okay, dudes, that is my stream for this evening. We get some Siren stuff done, do some space flying around. Thank you guys for joining me. Hope you're having fun in the game. You continue to have fun. I'm going to go and see if I can persuade my missus to make me a pizza. See if that's possible. I've got to use charm and wit and a little bit of begging. That you know, if that doesn't work, try a bit of begging. That sometimes works. Sit down in my starship. This is my starport. There's no one else here. Alright guys, I will end the stream. Thank you for joining me again. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.